Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Invasions, Week 9, Day 7. Today the Vines died, rip. But yeah, we have some changes to go over, and of course the event for tomorrow, and one of those big changes is, yeah, the Vines are useless. Anyways, let me go and... no, it's not that big a nerf. Well, it is and it isn't. It's not a nerf so big that divines are going to be stopped being used, but it's big enough that, wow, they over-nerfed them. But yeah, it was mainly the divine Ishbala I felt like hurt the most. The other two I could definitely see being fine, but I don't know. I'll show it in a second. Let me see. Let's go bring up the window. Wrong window. It's not the window I want. That's also not the window I want. There we go. Okay, so things to go over. Let's start with the event troop. On the positive note, this one's actually not that bad, particularly for newer players. Where's my tab? There it is. Okay, so we got ourselves a Barbhist here. He's a brown-red, so you'll be able to stock up on all the brown-reds that you'll be needing. Earlier on in the game, you'd use that for Lava Elemental. Later in the game, you'd use it for things like Jarl Fairmantle, Shegra, and the such. Not for Ubistet anymore, ha. No, we'll see. The hero class is next Friday as well, so you never know. Could still be pretty viable. But anyways, it deals damage to an enemy, and then the one below, and then it burns and fairy fires both of them. So as long as you have two adjacent to each other like that, it'll end up doing both the effects on them and a decent amount of damage. 13 mana cost, it does automatically end its turn. But as far as early to mid-game value, that's actually not too bad. Later in the game, I'm pretty sure you would never use it though. But it's still a fun troop to mess around with. Other than that, it has Omen of Fire, which ends up getting a little bit of explosion in there. It's also the only thing in the entire kingdom not based on a sin, because there's only 7 of them. So, yeah. But yeah, that's the first non-sin sin in Sin of Mirage. Next up, we have a Tome. This, I believe, will cost 1,000 glory. We already saw this from earlier, but it deals damage to an enemy, and if there are 13 or more purple gems, it will then summon 1 to 3 sin troops. This is also the first tome that technically boosts based on magic. Depending on what its effects are, this could actually be a pretty decent weapon. If it has really, really good effects, but we'll have to see. It probably won't, but if it does, it could be the new summoning meta for hero class. There aren't too many good summons on hero, and this could be one of the very first good ones if it actually has decent things like explosion, enchant, other similar things to help out your mana. But yeah, it has potential. Its whole potential will come down to what its effects are though, on if it's really useful or not. Anyways, I didn't actually read this part here. Let's see what this says. So, troop rebalance. I read the changes, of course, but let's see what they said about it. We're making a small change to a few of the divine troops today. Individually, each of them is a little bit above the power curve, which is true of many troops in Gems of War. We're actually okay with that. But when there's these guys with their powers combined, they form one of the nastiest defense combinations. It wasn't even that strong of a defense team we've ever seen at endgame. Well, wait until next Mythic comes out. And these divine teams can vary a little in composition. Wait, what? These divine teams can vary a little in composition, but there are 3 main suspects involved: Ishbala, Ubistet, and Infernus. We're going to make a small nerf to each of them, which hopefully moves the needle just a bit when facing them. We were very wary of making this change, as all of these guys are fun to attack with too, and we don't really want to lose their flavor with a smidgen of their power, particularly when combined. Anyways, Divine Ishbala now has a 40% mana start instead of 50, making it the first 40% mana start in the game, and her spell no longer cleanses all allies. This is pretty much the only change that I do not agree with out of every single one they made. They definitely should have just left it at 50,000. This is basically just saying that divines are... they're basically just acknowledging that they made divines too overpowered. They should keep it at 50% and just nerf literally every other divine that's being a problem. But yeah, they definitely should not have lowered that to 40%. It's going to be even harder to figure out what on earth the Mana Star actually is. As obviously with something like 50%, it's really easy to tell. But 40%, not so much. The other two are fine, though. I'm actually perfectly fine with these other two nerfs. Infernus got his mana increased by 2. That's basically not even going to be any difference. You're rarely going to notice that. It might be a little bit harder to get him up initially, but after that, it's not even going to be noticeable. The Ubistet one's a little bit harder. I'm pretty sure I won't be using Ubistet much anymore. 2 higher mana cost is quite a bit of a nerf to it, because it automatically ends its turn, so it doesn't have any mana accumulation. Infernus doesn't care as much about that because it could literally just get all of its mana back, even at a 24 cost. But they also nerfed down the boost ratio. So he is more like Wolf Garrick damage now, so that's fine. I just don't think it really needed the mana nerf as well. But yeah, that's all the changes that are going to be coming in. And I don't think those are currently in effect. We'll find out in a second if we go use the Divine Team. But they're not going into effect, I don't believe, until tomorrow. So you still have a few hours left to go enjoy Divine Teams. With that being said, we're probably just going to be using Divine Teams the rest of the time since... yeah, it's the last time we get to use them at full effect anyways. I ended up switching this up slightly. And no, they haven't been nerfed yet. But I did put the Divinia in here for now on. Mainly because Ubistet got nerfed. There really isn't much of a need to use Ubistet ever again. So, actually I shouldn't say that. The hero class this Friday will be using it, so we'll see exactly how that synergizes with it. But there's a lot less of a reason to do it now. It's going to feel weird taking 2 turns to get Divinia up, though. Also, now that you don't have Cleanse anymore on Divine Ishpala, once they change it, you kind of need another way to cleanse, and the easiest way to do that is, of course, Divinia. This team's also safer than what it was, the other version of it, too. The only real big downside is it's slightly slower, to a point where we might want to go find something else to actually go use now, if we were to actually do legitimate PvP. Okay, we're gonna move that. Let's go and get Infernus down. If I could click. Also, I didn't even say hello to everyone yet. Hello, everyone. Hello, Danny. Hello, Zero. Hello, Dragon Ball Z fan. Hello, William. Hello, Enoch. Hello, Mehmet. Hello, Scene. Or Sean. Hello, Tim. Hello, Demon or Angel. Hello, DeCrill. Hello, Zeddicus. Let's see. The devs get berated for not nerfing Divines, then they do nerf Divines, and then they get berated. I know, right? You just can't win. Hello, Marcelo. Hello, Captain. Hello, Hyper. Hello, Bruno. Hello, Traylon. Who else did I miss? Hello, Medieval. Hello, Anarchy. And hello, D and Osmond. Welcome. And hello, everyone else I didn't already say hello to. Okay, we'll go through that down. Get Infernus in there, double Infernus. At least they didn't nerf Infernus' damage, oddly enough. Okay, he'll just hit us some. No, don't summon. What are you doing? Stop summoning. Yeah, we'll throw an Infernus into just about anything at this point. We'll pretty much kill it. Okay, maybe it needs a little bit more. He just got that transform and everything. So go clear that out. Go get another hit down. We definitely have plenty of HP to not die. As I say that, it's like, yeah, hero's gonna go down. Whoops. So I'll go to that. He's gonna revive off that thing again. He would get that really annoying summon. Oh well. We'll go and sure, why not? We'll lose our first slot, but it'll die. Or not, never mind. It'll just die. You're worried about Infernus damage being reduced? Glad it wasn't. No, they kept that full amount. More often than not, Infernus isn't even going to be... Has anyone been noticing defense have been getting like ridiculously large lately? I don't know what that's been from, but they've been getting really large. But anyways, yeah, as far as the nerf to Infernus, I actually don't really mind it at all. Same as technically to Ubistet. It's mainly just the Divine Ishpala one I feel like was really, really hurt when they did it. But yeah, it's probably this. You're still going to see Divine teams. They're still going to be really viable. It hasn't really changed. It's just they're a lot less effective. But the new meta already was going to be coming anyways. We have 2 weeks until new meta, which was going to be new Mythic. So that was going to happen regardless. So even if they didn't nerf Divines, it would still shift it over to the new thing that's coming out. So we'll just have to get the new stuff. I know her cleanse did come in handy a lot. It was pretty powerful though. There's already so many Divines with cleanse that it probably doesn't even matter though. Like a third of Divines have cleanse on them to some degree. And of course the easiest way normally to do it would just be to use Divinia instead. No, tomorrow is the 4.0 stream. She's doing it tomorrow night. There's no stream of the developers tonight. But yeah, we should be getting the next patch in the next week or two. Hopefully very, very soon. No official date has been given, but probably next week or two is very likely. Oh, I should have actually threw damage at him. Oh well. He didn't get a kill yet. Keyword yet. We'll go kill Infernus. At least hit some. We get a nice HP buff before it dies. Never mind. There's a giant spider at least. If nothing else, at least that helps us. The only big issue there is our hero's kind of blocking it. I should probably go put the Ubestead in here just so we can enjoy it with Ubestead one last time before he's nerfed. I switched it because I was going to be using it for, or to test it after the nerf, but let's go get Ubestead in there now. Okay, Ubestead, where are you? We need you. Let's do you while you don't have the nerf yet. Okay. Let me go change the banner as well if we're going to be doing this. I need the minus screen that gives all the manas. That would be you. And there we go. Yeah, Sakima has a lot of potential. She's actually going to be pretty good starting this Friday as well, or even better than she already is, just because you're going to be able to use it with the new hero class. I think the biggest issue Sakima has is, if I'm not mistaken, there's no double convert that works with her. Most of the double converts that work really well right now work really well because there's two different versions of them, or like an infinite loop that goes between them, like Divine Ishbala plus Forest Guardian, Wrath plus Glaceon. I think there was one other one, but those kind of combinations end up working out really well since they have both double convert and they both synergize in skull spam. Whereas Sakima, I don't really think has a proper version of that. The closest you can really do is synergize it with Inferno King, I believe, which doesn't really fit too well. Or at least not as well as the other combinations. Is there any words one, what the Sun Spirit traits will do? No, as far as its final trait, I do not know if we have any confirmation on what on earth it does. We know it has fireproof and it gains attack from reds on your team, one attack per red. But as far as the final trait, I don't believe we currently know what it does. Hello, Bakchan, welcome. But yeah, we'll find out this Friday. And this weekend we'll be grinding that out pretty heavily. I don't know if I'll be maxing it to 100, but I want to try at least getting it to 70, I guess, if nothing else. I'll probably show the video before we actually hit 70, though. Okay, we'll go take, I'll take green over. Get a nice hit down. Go from there. Let's do it on Ubestead. Prior to him being nerfed. There we go, we'll go get that done. Get the Infernus in there. Yeah, I'm gonna miss using Divine Ishbala. I'm gonna feel weird not having her. I don't know if I'll still be using her for anything. Infernus I'll still be using. Like, the amount I use Infernus isn't gonna be decreased at all after tomorrow. But I do feel like Ubestead's gonna be pretty much unused now. And Divine Ishbala is going to be used a lot less. Yeah, we'll take that, and already did. Oh yeah, 50% mana for Roshka. That would be pretty funny. Well, they would have. Then you could still do 50% mana start Ubestead if they do that. That'd be funny. That'd be really good on Sakima as well. Do I think Tradestone drop rate should be higher? I think they give quite a few ways to get Tradestones currently. They're adding even more ways starting next patch. You'll be able to get some from Delving as well. So yeah, they already give quite a bit of methods to get Tradestones. I think it's a pretty healthy amount as of currently. You get one literally every single battle, and Explore gets you even higher rates, and there's a lot of other various things within the game that gives it to you. Let's see. I won't be using her for anything? No, we'll be still using her occasionally, obviously. And there's still divine teams that don't use, that would still need her, that don't really use Ubestead or anything. There's still plenty of those. Plus, you would still use it with Divine Ishbala Farce Guardian. Let's see. You're excited for next week? Joined a new guild that finally completes the all tasks, and very nice. And you'll be getting really involved. Can't wait for the benefits. Oh yeah, joining a nice guild is always helps out a lot. Because you don't need to, you're basically, as long as you put the amount of gold in that you need to do, you basically just get a bunch of extra free resources on top of what you would normally be getting. And it makes grinding a lot easier since you just passively get a lot more per week. But yeah, that's generally one of the goals you want to reach as quickly as possible when you're in this game, is getting to the point where you have enough gold and everything where you actually can join a endgame guild to get all tasks done every single day. Or every single week, I mean. Let's see. I guess... What do we even go for here? I guess we kill that out. It's gonna double hit us here. Can't really stop that. We'll throw Infernus at it. And there we go. You know it's in the patch, but you've missed... Hey, we got a pet. You've missed it somewhere. Can you have a quick overview of what delving actually is? Delving is basically dungeon crawling, where you have a bunch of different paths that you can go do. You do these battles, it ends up giving you a big reward chest the more you end up doing. You can either go for a small path and get it done quickly, or go for a longer path and get a lot more rewards. But basically, you have a double mana restriction, so let's say green and blue, where you would only be able to use green mana troops and blue mana troops. They don't have to be green and blue, as in literally all three of them, or four of them using those colors, but they have to have one or the other in there. So it could be a blue-red, but it could also be a green-brown or something like that. They only have to have one of the two colors in it, not both the two colors. But yeah, you just run with whatever teams. It's pretty flexible since you can use those two colors. And the main mechanic and gimmick of it is you are permadeath, basically, when you're going through a dungeon. If you lose any troop, it is permanently dead. If any troop on the enemy team moves your team, it stays in that positioning. And if you resummon into a slot, you do get to keep that summon for the rest of the battles. But basically, you have one team they have to run through for the entire dungeon and then get some rewards at the end. Dungeon or delve takes about, depending on which way you do it, it takes anywhere from about 2 minutes to 10 minutes. 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes being if you take the longer path to actually get all the rewards and do every single room. And more towards 2 to 5 minutes if you're just rushing it down. I was about to go do something else right now. Oh yeah, pet. Oh, we just literally got a pet, so let me go do that. %, Divinia starts at 6 mana instead of 7. Don't you mean it starts at 6 mana instead of 9? Because it currently starts at 9. But yeah, all the percents always get rounded down. If that's what you're referring to with that. Any suggestions for an Element Grim team? Do you have fully traded Infernus? Let's see, you're running Gorgultha. Oh, what you're already using is perfectly fine. You don't really need to change that then. Pretty much any infinite mana loop into Element Grim Infernus is what you do as an Element Grim team. I guess you could maybe try going a Mountain Crusher variant, like replacing out Gorgultha so you can have Hero on it, but that's the only change I would really say. Everything else is pretty solid on it and is already optimal. But yeah, replacing out Gorgultha for Hero. If you find you're winning all the battles, just do that so you get Hero EXP. You'd also maybe get some extra resources like Glory or whatever other thing you might have on your Hero set. But yeah, I would just say replace out Gorgultha with Mountain Crusher if you could still easily win with it. Oh, sorry. You said Divinia. I thought you said Diviner. I thought you said Divine Ishbala, not Diviner. My bad. Not Divine Ishbala. I'll say the right one eventually. No, I thought you said Divine Ishbala, not Divinia. Is what I meant to say. Alright, we'll go do that. Get the hit there. And throw Infernus. Quick question. What should you get first? Fair Shra or the new OP guy? Which one's the new OP guy? Do you mean the one coming in on next September? Or, September 7th? Well, that is next September. But if you're referring to that one, then, yes, next Mythic is assuming it's coming in exactly as the Spore of the Thread says, it's going to be the most overpowered troop in the entire game ever. So yeah, it's definitely worth getting that guy. Though he probably will be nerfed before he's ever in the Soul Forge. There's no way he's not going to be nerfed pretty quickly. Okay, we'll go get Uber down. Ground Furnace. Oh, so how many more crabs do we even need? Pretty sure we're pretty close. Like 10 or less away. And we actually need more crabs too, because this is Guild War week, or at least next week is Guild War week, I should say. Also, speaking of that, I didn't even make much of a mention of it at the beginning of the stream. But yeah, don't forget, it is indeed the next, or the current kingdom, the new kingdom that just came out. It's the event for it next week, so if you've been wanting to get the new content that just came out last Friday, throwing event keys this Monday would be the easiest way to obtain it all. You'd be able to get all the ultra rares and higher. And I'll be throwing a bunch of event keys at that in order to get basically everything. We're going to be maxing them all out so we can get, I believe, 4-star? I think it goes actually up to 5-star, if I'm not mistaken, on Monday. So we'll be going for that. Am I drunk? No, I never drink. My sleep schedules has just been a little bit different, so I've been getting tired this late. Actually, it's been so different. I think I'm actually going to go take a nap before I actually go record the video later tonight. Alright, we'll go get Uber sit down. Get the other thing. Take a red. Which is kind of strange. I know, it's kind of strange that they buffed it from 5% to 8%. If anything, they should have nerfed it from 5% to 3%. I don't know why they did it in the exact opposite direction. Yeah, we'll go through Furnace down. And just kill it. If anyone still has any other questions or anything you want me to go over, just let me know. Otherwise, I guess we're mainly going to be using Divines this stream because, yeah, after today, in like 6 hours from now, I probably won't be using Divines anymore. I probably will still use it for pets, I think. But for most other things, I think we'll be looking into other teams. Just kind of see what works. And then in 2 weeks, we switch to new Mythic. The Megavore thing. Which kingdoms would you advise a newer player to level up first? All the Magic Kingdoms. All the Magic Kingdoms would definitely be the best one to go for. Those are, I'll go show it in a second. I forget what they all are off the top of my head. I know where they are on the map, though. Be easier just showing them directly. Hopefully he goes down to that. No, he does not. Come on, we need a little bit more mana there. We'll go and just poke us. Also, thank you for the subscribe, Rats. Much appreciated. Or Aerospace Rat. I was wondering what that first word was for a moment. There we go. Okay, let me go and backtrack to Kingdoms to upgrade first. The first 5 you want to go do is get, well, first get all the kingdoms to about level 3 or 4. More so just to 3, or you can do it to 4, either or. But after you do that, well, first things first, buy every kingdom first. After that, get each one to about level 3 or 4. And then the ones you want to get to level 10 then would be Blighted Lands, Darkstone, Karkaroth, Zolkari, and Silverglade. So those 5. The main reason for this is each one of these kingdoms ends up giving you a magic bonus. You can see the bonus by going under the kingdom page. As you can see right there, it's magic. And magic out of every single bonus within the game is the most important. Assuming you can get +1 into anything, +1 magic is the strongest. So yeah, you want to go for those first. They're the exact same cost as any other kingdom, so you want to start with magic, and then you can basically go to whatever other ones you want to from there, depending on what stats or what tributes you feel like you need. But you always start with magic. Regardless of which way you rationalize it as far as tributes or anything else like that, it's always better to go for the magic first. Okay, we'll take the yellow. Oh, why did I do that? I saw that there too. And then I just give it to him. Oh well. Okay, he'll go do a few things. We did not have immune to silence. Luckily, we have Ubistet, so we'll take that out. Then he goes. Anyone else? Oh, wait, never mind. I already answered that. Okay, we'll throw Infernus down. He's going to devour us off of Black Manacle because that's how Black Manacle is. And no, he didn't actually get it. Nice. And then he goes. He could have actually won if he got Devour on Ubistet or something right there. Okay. Do we take out fire bombs? Why not? Do you need to spend any seals over the 1,500 mark before week's end? You were told that if you use an Orb of Clans, anything over 1,500 won't be saved after the week's end. I've never... I actually don't know that definitively. I've never heard that being a thing. But, oh no, I've never actually used the orb to know for sure. So I'm not fully certain. Yeah, someone else might know a little bit more on that. But yeah, I've never actually used any of the Orb clans yet. Because I just haven't had a need to. I assume you would keep them. I assume it's just adding it to your total. They could be referring to the fact that the points only last for 1 week, but you still get to keep the seals. But the actual point increase of the seals doesn't get kept, obviously. But the actual seals themselves should be kept. I don't see why they wouldn't be. Oh, why did I... Oh, I kept taking those yellows, and now he gets it and gets the web on it. No! Okay, we'll go get an Ubistet or something down. Go take that down. Kind of blocked a little bit, but we'll fix that. Hit it right over the last little bit of our mana. Do that. Let's get a nice Ubistet so we get the double kill. So what on earth is that team that he's using? Get the cleanse. And now we just need the last little bit of damage. Anyways, let's do yellow over. Take like a red or something. Drop that down, throw in Furnace, go from there. And then we just double hit both of them. Oh, you have stealthy, no. Hopefully he still goes down off of something. It's not that threatening though. Even if there's 13 purples, it's barely that threatening. He's a fun premise and a lot of fun to use, but he's normally not that viable. Unless there's just some kind of game mode where it restricts you to use them, like earlier where we had to use elves. How do you get Dawnbringer? Dawnbringer you get by crafting it with a lot of resources. You get it in the Soul Forge. It costs 1.3 million souls total across, as well as a few other things that you need in order to craft it. It's currently one of the most expensive items in the entire game to obtain. But it is also one of the best weapons in the entire game to use. It's also the only real mythic weapon currently in the game. By real mythic weapon, I mean a weapon that uses 3 colors. What's the new defense and attack teams for Guild Wars? Now that we can't use Divines, are you referring to? Like, Guild Wars isn't really going to be affected much by the changes they just made. The only real big change, I think, is Yellow Day. Because I think most people shifted over to Divine Yellow teams, and it probably still is worth using Divines for Yellow Day. But yeah, I don't think it's really going to change up much. Still going to be about the same that it's always been. Alright, let's go and just throw some skull spam down. Go from there, and that'll be that. Okay, well, let's go backtrack. Go to mail. Get some defend rewards. Claim that. And we still have to go do arena. I haven't done any of these like almost all week. We get so many off of tribute and everything that I don't really need to. Actually, we already just hit the 17,000 milestone. We might finally reach 20,000 again. That'd actually be really cool. Probably not though. It depends how lucky we get on next mythic. But we still have quite a bit of time before that. We'll have over 1.6k gem keys by the time next mythic comes out. That I do intend to get 2 of them though. Hopefully it doesn't get nerfed, or at least doesn't get nerfed immediately. Because if I'm spending that much to go get 2 of them, hopefully it'll work out well. Okay. Let's see. You will still gain the equivalent amount if seals are whatever orb you use, even if you have your 1,500 seals already. Yeah, you want to make sure you actually have 1,500 seals before you use them. you actually lose points if you don't already have 1,500 seals. Because if you have, let's say, 1,000, and then you use an orb for 1,500, your total will go to 2,500, but then you can't gain anymore. So you basically just wasted the difference of 500 points, 500 seals that you can no longer get. But yeah, you always want to wait till you have 1,500 seals before you ever use an orb, or else you're just wasting all of the extra seals that you'd be getting throughout the week. But yeah, it just increases your total guild seal thing for the week. But you should still keep the seals. I don't see why you wouldn't keep the seals, if that's what you're referring to with it. Is there a new meta attack team? For which thing? Or do you just mean in PvP in general? I'm pretty sure the skull spam would be fine. Any version of skull spam would probably be it. I'm probably going to be switching more so to just spamming out the fire bombs in these battles. I think will be my new game plan, since they are nerfing divine. Just going to make normal PvP even slower. And this was already superior to what PvP was pre-nerf. So there's really no point in not doing these now. So yeah, hopefully everyone will set fire bombs so we can keep doing that, because that'll make it a lot easier. But yeah, I'm pretty sure switching to something, maybe not exactly this, but you know, like using Wrath or using Doom Spam Team or Skull Spam Team or anything else like that, probably going to be a little bit better than messing with Divines now. Divines will still be very viable, it's just, it's going to be a lot slower now for PvP and everything. I'll throw a bunch of explosions, so that'll get up to full mana here. Let's go grab Apothecary, grab it down. He just ruined my alignment, good job. What do we do about that? None of it looks worth taking. Guess we'll take a yellow for now. Such a bad positioning. Take yellow. Take a skull, get a bunch of explosions. You already have that convert. I want to do this on not blue, would be great. We'll do that. And I don't think we have alignment. I should have just done it on blue. We had it the previous turn. Should have just went for it. Let's go do purple and hopefully the board will be fine. Yes it is. Never mind. Okay, we won. And then we just auto-win. This team's really good at auto-winning, if nothing else. Problem is getting it started. Once it gets started, you win. It's as simple as that. Maybe I should replace her with Captain Skullbeard. Oh no. The convert feels so much more useful for getting alignment, but Captain Skullbeard is just so much quicker. And it also doesn't care what the board is like, whereas Apothecary does care what the board is like. With the new troop changes coming, should we be expecting, expecting the updates? You don't remember troop changes without an update before? No, we shouldn't be expecting it. They've done troop changes just randomly before. It's really easy for them to change values. They can do it literally anytime they want. They just choose not to. But, yeah, they can very, very easily just change any value of anything whenever they feel like it. If all they were doing was changing values, they could literally rebalance everything in the entire game if they just decided to some Monday without needing a patch. They would never actually do that, but they could. Unless they're specifically adding a new mechanic, they can generally do it without needing an update. Okay, what do we need here? We'll go get this one down. Get the other one going. If it'll actually cast. And there we go. He just dies because we had the enrage. So if this hits right through it, same as this. So he's already going to die regardless. And let's go for that and then dead. Only real big issue with this team is we have no room for hero. We can replace our Apothecary with Anu, but that's about the closest we can really get. What's the link for the nerf? I don't currently have it set up. 1 second. Let me go find it. It's this link right here. There's the link to the nerf, as well as all the other info if you want to go read through all of it. Went through it at the beginning of the stream as well. Want to look back at that. But yeah, there's the link to it. Well, we already know from the Spore the thread that the event is mid-September, the very first one. So, yeah, it's probably not coming next week. I was kind of hoping it would, but there's actually a really high probability the update's not coming next week. And if it is, it's probably going to be later in the week. But I don't think they'll do it mid-Guild War. Or normally try not to do things mid-Guild War week. Because there was a lot of complaints with it in the past. I'll go to that. And there we go. Yeah, I would expect like around next week's Monday or next week's Tuesday. Probably around there for the patch. Yes, you can use event keys tomorrow for the new kingdom stuff. So you'd be able to get Wrath, Lust, all the other things. You'd be able to go get them maxed or obtain them if you haven't already obtained them. But yeah, you'll be able to easily do that on Monday, as well as all next week. Okay, do we have alignment? Hopefully, yes we do. Oh no, wrong one! No! We had alignment, but I cast the wrong one. Fail. Whoops, that's the first time I think I've done that. Well, we'll go to that. That's a huge fail. Luckily, he did not kill the Wrath. Let's go to that one. And that is that. Or not, never mind. We'll move that one. See what else changes we can get. And dead. Great. Possibly. There we go. And now dead. Okay, what do we need here? I wish there was an easier way to get this thing mana started. I guess we could Mercy it. That might be a little bit quicker, though that's really, really heavily dependent on starting board. But he does actually technically need more yellow on the board. So you know what, let's actually go try Mercy. Because Apothecary does feel pretty slow on this team. And we really need a quick start, especially with his low durability. And Mercy would help fix that too, since she gives it a little bit of HP. Not a huge amount, but enough for it not to die. No, Bistet, no. Stop it. Okay, let's actually go try that. Let's go try a Mercy. Obviously, we'll need to try it against something not Firebomb related. But let's get the Mercy in there and see if it improves a bit. It probably would. You get your cleanse, you get your heal. You get that really quick burst start. Problem is our banner is not really set well for it. I think it's fine. It's not really worth setting it to double yellow, that's for sure. Yeah, move that over. Fortunately, we go switch to Mercy, and we have no way to use Mercy, though it is against Firebomb, so I guess it doesn't really matter what we do for the most part, as long as we don't give him anything. Oh, as I say that, he hits with a billion Doom Skulls. That will happen when you have Doomstorm on. That awkward moment when Firebombs feel like actually destroying you. And dead. Okay, now let's go try this in a real battle. There we go, there's a real battle. The meta for 6 more hours. Let's see. Again, no Mercy starts, so I'll take a purple over. Go grab a... do we Mercy cast? I guess why not? It's a little bit of mana. Probably not worth it, but at least we get the heal, if nothing else. Grab all that mana. See if we can get another Mercy. Doesn't look like it. Move that down. See if we can get another Mercy on top of that Mercy. All the Mercies. Okay, we'll go get that down. Alignment, where are you? Come on, we even created a bunch of yellow, so we'd be able to get it. Okay, let's go do you, because we get to convert in there. That gives us another Mercy too, which I don't think we really need at this point, because he's dead. Alright, we'll go get this onto that one. And that's match. I don't know how I feel about the Mercy in this. Though it probably is better than Apothecary, if nothing else. Hello, Ruben. Welcome. Okay, can we get Mercy? No, we cannot. Yes, we can. Never mind. Okay, we'll go for Mercy. Almost full mana immediately. And we don't even have the banner set properly for him. 1 mana short. What are you doing? Do we throw another heal? Why not? Let's go do that. Heal him up. Hopefully have alignment here. No, we do not. But we can get it by doing that. And now we have alignment. Okay. Now we just need to get the last bit of our mana again. Take it by doing that. Double check the board. Move into position. And pretty dead. Okay, we'll go... get something. Come on, all that board and we have no alignment on it. It looks to be the case. We don't even have Mercy. Okay, I think we just take a Doom Skull Dance. We'll do it that way. Get a bunch of explosions. No, he got a kill, but we can just do this into one other thing and that'll be matched. Or it's already matched. That works too. Hey, Doom Skulls are back. I don't know. Maybe it will be worth using Doom Skulls. I still don't feel like it's that quick, though. I'd much rather just be doing, I don't know, maybe for streams I'd be using this, but I'm pretty sure a good majority of my farming now will just be up against fire bombs. Now that we can't use divines anymore. Or at least not as viably use divines anymore. Okay, well, we'll go get this converted. Get all that going, get all of our mana. Get a Glaceon if we have it, which we do not. Don't even have a Mercy either. Still don't have it somehow. Oh, yes, we do. Never mind. We got this guy to cast that. Come on, cast. Do that. Get a big hits. And then we can Glaceon. That's not aligned, is it, though? That's still good enough. So do that. And, yeah, dead. That is definitely good enough. Yeah, Raph is legendary. He'll be in the event he drops people tomorrow. As well as all next week. Same as Lust. Same as everything from this kingdom. Or not everything. All the ultra rares and higher. But yeah, everything in the drop table next week is all of these. So you'd be able to get everything except Envy, Greed, and Sloth. All except those three. So you'd be able to get Gluttony, Lust, Pride, Wrath, and a new Kingdom Epic that's coming through Glory. You'd be able to get all those 5. The only 3 that would not be there is Sloth, which you can only get from Gold Keys, and Greed and Envy, which you can get from Gold Keys or Glory Keys. But, yeah, and we'll just keep opening Event Keys until we get these 2 max. It's most likely what we're going to do. We have quite a few of them on reserve, so that's pretty much what we're going to be doing with our Glory Key stack. We have so many of them that we might as well. Event Key stack, I mean. We have 1,000, a little bit more than 1,000, even more so after tomorrow. Or, you know, from the guild tasks, that is. Obviously, we'll have less than that. We'll probably have, like, 500 of them left after tomorrow, but you know what I mean. We get more from the tasks themselves. Several dozen. Oh, did I ever finish the pet? I, like, went off the screen and then, like, never finished it. Oh, wow, I almost did not finish the pet. We did all the way up to the final battle and was like, nope, no pet. Because I went to go, someone asked something and then I went to go do it. I really should go make sure I finish pets before I answer any questions, though. I do that so often where I'll go, like, do a little tangent, go answer a question, and then I never finish the pet battle. I feel like that always happens. Yeah, move the skull over, get a nice Infernus in there, then Ubistet, and go from there. Okay, let's go and get Ubistet down, get out rolling. Get a nice divine hit. Yeah, event keys you can use anytime next week. Doesn't have to be specifically tomorrow, but you'd be able to start using them in about 7 hours or so, 6 hours, whatever the reset time is at this point. Oh, also, one other thing I should probably mention before, just so you know, guys don't forget. Well, one is we have to go do dungeons, but the other is the Soulforge. There's still a Guard's Avatar in there. Guard's Avatar is pretty noteworthy these days because starting next patch, you'll be able to get White Helm to 12 stars. It's the first 10, 11, and 12 star kingdom. So you need a Guard's Avatar to reach any of those higher stars. So you may want to consider getting yourself a Guard's Avatar if you don't already. And if you don't get it right now, you won't be able to get it for another 5 to 6 weeks in Soulforge. So yeah, good idea if you have it laying around to... if you're a mid to late game player, if you have like level 7 or higher White Helm right now, you would definitely want to consider getting yourself a Guard's Avatar. Himself isn't really used for much. It's mainly a Daemon counter and like a really high AoE, assuming it doesn't take damage. But more often than not, you mainly just need it for this kingdom upgrade because 10 star, 11 star, and 12 star all require you to own 1 mythic from the kingdom, which would be, of course, Guard's Avatar, since he's the only mythic. And yeah, you kind of need him. Will Infernus be in Soulforge tomorrow? We won't know until it actually happens. But that'd be kind of funny if he is. That's actually going to be really, really hilarious if either of those two troops are in Soulforge tomorrow. Infernus or Ubistet. I won't know what to say about them for the video if that's the case. Like, is it even worth crafting Ubistet anymore? Probably not. It's still worth getting an Infernus, for sure. Infernus is always going to be good. We weren't ever really expecting them to nerf it so hard that he'd be unusable. I was expecting Ubistet to be nerfed to the point where he'd be unusable, though. We could kind of see that from a mile away, because he's really dependent on having that lower mana cost in order to get the quick kill. Otherwise, you'd just be able to use anything else in his place, which most teams actually already were not even using Ubistet. I personally was using him just because, why not? But there's still plenty of teams that are Divine related that don't even touch him. Yeah, let's go get this one down. I'm like looking at this, like trying to figure out what's going on, and then we just one-shot him. Okay, let me go block that one. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Let's go just take out this firebomb. Hello, Alonso. Welcome. Go take Brown. Go throw a Mercy down. Take that. Go grab everything. Go over our greens. Throw down a... Do we have alignment on this? I don't believe we do. Let's take a skull into double explosion and go from there. Go focus back. Wait, what am I doing? We're up against firebombs. I don't need to be doing this. We just go into anything. There we go. He actually got a kill, really. I hate firebombs with Doomstorm. Feels like they always destroy half your team. Yeah, Divines are getting nerfed. Very, very, very hard. It's nice the last time we really get to enjoy them at their full effect until they get nerfed. It's still viable, but they're definitely going to be a lot less viable. I don't normally mind advertising. It's pretty obvious that was just one, not necessarily a bot, but it might have been a bot. But it was obviously just one of those people that just spam literally every single channel. Like, I don't mind people actually advertising if it's like actually, or you know, if they like ask or something like that. But yeah, just spamming it like that, no. There's a lot of people that just literally go to every live chat on YouTube and then just spam their channel and literally every single one of them. And it's pretty obvious that that was one of those. There we go. Let's go and get that down. Throw another Infernus. And no, I needed that hero. What are you doing? I guess we'll just go take, let's get Infernus back up, might as well. No, stop it. Well, there goes our team. All we got left are the 2 giant spiders that he summoned. Well, let's go win with just giant spiders, I guess. We've done it before. Spider army. Alright, I need to go get full mana. We can actually kill it right now if we get full mana. Probably gonna kill us. Denies my reds too. Okay, let's just take a skull. Poison go. You got this. Hey, poison kill. I haven't seen a poison kill for a while. Tachi won the battle with. There we go. Poison actually doing something for once. Hello, Hans. Or Hans. Welcome. Hans? Yeah, it's Hans. Alright, we'll take Brown over. Pick herself a... whatever gets him to full mana. Could you recommend some farming teams, soul farming teams for mid-level players? Arena is generally one of your best bets. I know that's not technically a team, but that is one of the best rates you can get around that level range. The cheapest viable non-arena team I would really say is worth it, that isn't arena, would be using Dragon Soul Triple Azurus, or Dragon Soul Double Azurus using Umbra Wolf fully traded, or Dragon Soul Double Azurus using, what's it called? Necromancer Hero class with Purple Storm. Either of those 3, if you own any of those 3 teams fully traded, it is more viable than doing arena. If you don't own any of those teams yet, I would say just stick with arena. Even though there's things like Valkyrie Triple Warlock, Because Arena now has 2 EXP per battle, as well as ingots and everything, it's actually better value just to do PvP, to do Arena in the long run. There isn't much of a need to really bother with soul farming with a weak team. Dragon Soul into Necromancer troops is basically the cheapest thing you can use. That's more viable than Arena. Also, we just lost, unless we get really lucky here. He needs to not hit that at all. Oh wow, we actually did get lucky. So he's still going to outpace us on mana. Well, if nothing else, at least we won't need to deal with actually facing Divine teams anymore. Like, we might not be able to use it, but that also means no one else can either. Or at least not as effectively. So at least there's that positive note to it, if nothing else. Are they adding new achievements soon? Yes, next patch will be bringing new achievements. How many and what they are, I do not know. But yeah, we'll find out. But yes, new achievements are coming next patch. And next patch is in about a week or 2. You just crafted Roarbreaker. What 4x Dragon team do you recommend with him? Without hero? Ooh. I guess without hero, you'd go along the lines of... that's a big one, because normally you use hero on it. It's pretty viable to use hero, but I understand because you don't want to use the hero class. So I guess you'd end up going KrissTigger, Dragon Soul, Wardbreaker, and Lord Ember would probably be your team. You can maybe even put Lord Ember a little bit further up in your team if you really wanted to. Even in first slot if you really, really wanted to. I believe he does have that leader trait thingy. But those troops is what you would use. Lord Ember, KrissTigger, Dragon Soul, and Wardbreaker. In some order. Also, Wardbreaker, what's it called? Wardbreaker Glitter Claw combo is also really good. If you wanted to go down that route. That's normally how I play it out. Or kind of like that. I use a variant of it. I'll use this one. Mountain Crusher, Dragon Soul, Wardbreaker, Fair Shroud. I know that uses hero. But this is generally the way I would go about it. But yeah, using the Lord Ember, KrissTigger, Dragon Soul, Wardbreaker is still pretty decent. Yeah, what do we even do here? I need browns, but okay, I guess we just go Dragon Soul Rush. Take that, throw in more mana, and just start getting it rolling. You know what? I might even just start using this team again. I don't know if we'll be needing a lot more souls in the future. Like, if we start getting mentioned, like they're going to start doing more mythic weapons, we might want to just start using this as our team now, especially since Divines are about to get nerfed to the ground. Because this makes up for its lack of speed and the fact that it gains a ridiculous amount of souls. Not higher than actual soul farming, but high enough that it's really, really good. It's the highest you'd really ever get in PvP for the most part. We're pretty close to it. Only real big issue is it struggles a little bit with barrier spam. If you don't get the mana going. And I guess mana drain as well, because you have such a high mana capacity going everywhere, and you don't have any way to really counter it. What's happening tomorrow? It's going to be the event for the new week, or for the new kingdom. So you'll be able to get all of them off of event keys. Plus, we're getting a gigantic divine nerf. Yep, come on, click. Also, it's the start of another Guild War week, yes. Also, this is the first time we have the new kingdom stuff to use for Guild Wars, so I don't think any of them is really going to be used for any Guild War day. Wrath isn't going to be used because Rugolfa will be better than it in the context of Guild Wars. Sloth's not going to be used because there's no 4x mana drain purple team that are immune to purple mana drain team that you'd be able to use. Hey, an epic ingot. What was the other one? Lust is just not viable enough. Plus, I don't even know if Charm actually counts as damage towards your score. And what was the other one? Gluttony, I guess, might be used, but mainly by newer players. I don't think later in the game it'd really be viable enough. But then again, maybe. It's 4 explosions for 12 mana cost. It's not as good as Captain Skullbeard, obviously, from a mana compartment, but that 20% Devour, if that actually triggers, is really great value. It's probably too inconsistent to bother using, though. Because it's never going to work when you want it to work, and that's a really big issue for Guild Wars. You want really good consistency when he's doing Guild Wars, and Gluttony would definitely not be consistent. Though if you lacked any options, it would definitely be viable. You could literally just run 4 Gluttony and actually win. Actually, you know what? I should just do that just to see what would happen. I think that actually is what we're going to do for green or blue Guild War Day, just for fun. I think I might legitimately just use 4 Gluttony and see what happens. Obviously, it won't score the best, but I'm really curious what would happen if we do that. Also, I believe we moved down to bracket 3 again, if I'm not mistaken, because we were missing a person the other week. So, if we are, then it's going to be even easier. So yeah, we might try 3 Gluttonies, or 4 Gluttonies, I mean, and see what happens, just for fun. Yeah, we're gaining a lot of souls per battle. We're gaining 280. Of course, give or take depending on bonus, but still a pretty high amount. And all we need to do is, we basically passively get it every single time. All we have to do is cast Dragon Soul and Fair Shroff. As long as we have 2 to 3 casts between them, we will have max soul capacity. So I should have taken those reds. Oops. Could already had full mana. Wasted the entire turn. There we go. Let me go kill that out. Oh no, we don't have enough damage. Never mind. Let's go try getting an extra turn off this, off of pure luck. Nope, okay. Now we gotta go deal with those barriers, which is annoying. Especially when we don't have the mana to do anything. Luckily he's entangled. If he wasn't entangled right now, we'd be so dead. We'd be so ridiculously dead. Okay, let's go kill out Divine Ishbala, get all that cascaded. No point really taking an extra turn since we already had the other hit there. Yeah, let's go kill this so it stops barriering. If it doesn't kill us right now, that is. Might have actually just won. Okay, good. Not dead yet. Let's get a free Fair Shraw in there. I need him to get hit by a skull. Okay, perfect, he did. Nice. So we go throw another Fair Shraw at him. Ideally, we would have gotten alignment there. We had 2 chances, didn't get it. Still didn't get it. Okay, we throw this, kill that, and then hit it with that with pretty much anything. Oops, I left a turn there. Please don't kill. Good. And that's match. Should die to that, or almost die to that. Okay. Well, 1 Fair Shraw will kill it if he doesn't kill us right now, and dead. That was a really bad battle, but it goes down. How is the Vine team getting nerfed? Ubistet is getting a 2 higher mana cost as well as a 1-to-6 boost ratio instead of a 1-to-4. Infernus is being increased by 2 mana cost as well from 22 to 24. And Divine Ishbala is getting its cleanse removed as well as only giving a 40% mana start instead of 50. Okay, what do we need? We'll go take a... I'll move that over. Take a yellow, I guess. I don't really need a skull at the moment. Let him have it for his Gorgolfa. Take a red, throw that down. Didn't get full mana, we just take it off of that. For a Fair Shraw if we have it. Might as well, it's just sitting there. Do a little bit of a poke. Oh, I should have taken that skull there. Oh well. He would have already been dead. Let's go throw a Fair Shraw, do that onto, who's the biggest threat? I guess you at this point. Good at that, double check for alignment, don't have it, clear board, get another Fair Shraw, go from there. And we do indeed have alignment if he doesn't earn it. Please don't earn it, good, throw that down, throw a Dragon Soul, and we'll go from there. Let's get a nice Ward Breaker in there. See if we can get Fair Shraw again. And up a match. Actually, I could just Dragon Soul it, couldn't I have? No, he would have lived with 1 HP if I did. Oh, he still lives with 1 HP or 2, actually. I keep forgetting we have 17 damage, not 20. Because we're... Oh no, we actually have only 14 damage, I forgot. Because our hero is not Dragon Guard right now. So we're only getting 3 damage from itself, as well as 3 damage from Rogue Breaker. Mountain Crusher doesn't because we're not using Dragon Guard. And Fair Shraw doesn't because he's not a dragon. Cauldron, Divinia, King, or Inferno King, Glaceon at the moment. You want to replace out Glaceon. You'd probably run with... If you wanted to go down that route, you'd probably... I don't know if you have it, though. You'd probably want to go with Forest Guardian, Divine Ishbala combo. And run it with that. Because that would end up working out better. Do you think that was going to be enough to kill the Divine meta? Yes, the nerf that they're doing tomorrow will be enough to kill Divine meta. It's still going to be used. It's going to be counterable by just about everything in existence. It's going to be a lot less strong, that's for sure. But yeah, let's go give it one last farewell. Let's go use the Divine team one last time and say goodbye to it forever. No, it's still going to be around. It's not going to be going away anytime soon. Give it 2 weeks, though. It'll die, but it's in the next 2 weeks, it's still going to be around for sure. It's just between next patch and whatever changes end up getting added with it, as well as next Mythic. You're probably not going to be seeing Divines anymore. And if you are, it's just going to be some of the better Divines, like Divinia and Infernus. Like, Infernus isn't going to be touched at all. They're increasing its 2 mana costs, but it's still just as viable as it's ever been. It's actually probably one of the ones I would say definitely did need that nerf. Just because it's been like that for a while now. They buffed it ridiculously out of nowhere a while back and then never bothered nerfing it since. Until tomorrow, finally. He's been needing that for pretty much ever since he got that buff. He's been needing that nerf. I'll throw Infernus at it, and there we go. I know, another OP meta coming soon, TM. Yeah, I actually really hope they do not preemptively nerf the new Mythic coming into the game. That is going to be so ridiculously fun to use. Just because it's going to be so broken until they nerf it. But yeah, I still can't believe they're adding an instant kill that can instant kill that easily. It's going to be pretty funny if you could use that with an Assassin Hero class too. You'd be able to fit it on it. So I don't know if it'd really be viable compared to just using a second version of them. Probably just be more viable using 2 of them than to bother even using Assassin or something. But I was thinking like using Assassin first slot with Green Seer, Giant Spider, and then him in the back. Or Alchemist Moneylender, actually. Assassin, Alchemist, Moneylender, Mythic. And do it that way. That would also probably be what I use if I don't have, if we don't end up getting 2 copies. I am aiming to get 2 copies, though. I haven't bothered trying to get 2 copies of a Mythic for a very, very long time now. It's been a ridiculously long time. I think it's been like almost a year and a half since I've tried getting actually 2 copies of a Mythic. But next Mythic is definitely one of them I am considering it for. I was considering it for Ubistep, but never did. And I'm kind of glad I didn't because he got nerfed. I kind of saw that was coming, though, that he'd eventually get nerfed. The day was kind of expected to come, which is why I never really bothered getting a second one. Okay, I'll go get hit down there. And then it goes. Yeah, did anyone else have any other questions or anything you want me to go over? Otherwise, we'll probably be ending out for the night. We'll be back tomorrow going over teams for Sin of Mergir, or Mirage, or however on earth you say that. Does anyone know how to actually properly say that? I'll go see how Salty pronounces it tomorrow, and I'll just assume she says it correctly. But yeah, I still don't know how to say that properly. I wonder if she knows how I currently say it. She's probably like laughing right now how badly I say it. But anyways, yeah, we got a lot of Sin and Mirage stuff coming next week. Next patch coming very, very, very soon. And other than that, Divine nerf tomorrow. So we'll see exactly how that changes things up. But yeah, and of course Guild Wars starts. And other than that, other relevant things is we get the Lucky Pet on Wednesday, that one that gives extra XP. Thursday we have no class event if I'm not mistaken because they're just doing it the Friday weekend long one. It's gonna feel weird. But yeah, they're actually skipping the class event on Thursday, but then we have the class weekend long one on Friday, which is interesting. So yeah, I think that's the first time they actually did that, so yeah, they're kind of skipping right over that. But we're getting a new hero class, if nothing else. It's the second new hero class that's ever been added by that method. First was, of course, Rune Priest. You know you've probably been asked 100 times, but do you know when 4.0 is coming? Soon. Very soon. Like next week or so soon. Top 5 mythics now after Divine nerf? I don't think it's changed. Infernus is still the best. That hasn't changed. I guess Ubistet isn't really worth getting anymore. Though we don't know how good it's going to be with the new hero class this Friday. It depends how good this hero class is. If the hero class is really good, Ubistet's still going to be used with it, so we'll have to see. It really depends heavily on what next hero class is, as far as what the top 5 would be. But no, it hasn't really changed. Like, the top 5 that it was before is still the top 5 now. You would definitely want to get Ferris Rod before Ubistet now. I was already saying that that's the way you needed to do it. Even in the video, I placed it beforehand, before the nerf. But after the nerf, it's definitely better to get Ferris Rod before Ubistet. Current order is Infernus, Ferris Ra, and then the new Mythic that's coming. Actually, once a new Mythic comes out, that's coming in 2 weeks, it's going to be that new Mythic, then Ferris Ra, then probably Infernus, and go down that route. Because once you have that new Mythic, you just auto-win everything. Assuming they don't nerf it. You're using Warlord class, and you have deal 3 times skull damage against... Or actually, I shouldn't say that. The new Mythic's actually really bad in raids and evasions. But other than that, it's really good for literally everything else. You're using Warlord class, and you have deal 3 times skull damage against burning enemies. Do you recommend using Shegra? Or do you have something else instead? One of the actual better things to use with that is one of the weapons that can burn whenever you do a cast. Oddly enough, Bronzelock Pistol is actually insanely good with that hero class, because once you get the perk on it that burns, you can just keep spamming it. You can also use Greed with it these days in order to get the Bronzelock Pistol to do a ridiculously large amount of destroys from the beginning of battle, if you wanted to go down that route. But yeah, Bronzelock Pistol, or really anything that has that burn capability on it. I wouldn't really use Shegra. You'd be better off using Ural, Fire Mantle, Infernus, any weapon that does a burn automatically while still doing some board control, which I believe is only Bronzelock Pistol, but I think there might be a few others. I don't recall any off the top of my head. Yeah, as long as you have a burn option, that's the main thing that matters. As long as you have any way to constantly keep burning the team, obviously. Can you counter the Ubistet nerf with an attack boost troop? No, because they also nerfed the attack boost ratio. They changed it from 1 to 4 to 1 to 6. If anything, you'd want to counter it by doing more magic buff or something to it, just to make sure that it always secures the kill when it gets the mana. That, or just use even more mana generation on your team than what you would normally use. But yeah, you definitely wouldn't want to use attack buff now. That's it's basically pointless to try using attack buff on an Ubistet team now that they nerfed the boost ratio as well. It was already pretty useless, but now it's even more useless. But at least if nothing else, the fact that if the enemy has less attack isn't as effective now compared to what it was before, since it doesn't even count for as much. You started saving gnome keys, like you mentioned. When will we use it? Probably next Vault event, which I believe is in 3-4 weeks from now. I don't even remember off the top of my head, but it's coming pretty soon. Is it on reset? What's on reset? The nerf? Yes, the nerf is coming in 6 hours or whatever it is. It's coming in 5 hours and 45 minutes, the Divine nerf. Maybe a little bit earlier, they might roll it out, but I'm pretty sure it'll be exactly in 5 hours, 49 minutes, or 45. I can't even read numbers. What's the name of the new Mythic troop? The Megavore. It's coming in September 7th, I believe it was. 2 Fridays from now. Not next Friday, but the following Friday. We'll be getting that troop. But anyways, guys, I'll be heading out for now. Hope you all have a wonderful night. I'll be back with all the event stuff, and yeah, we'll have that out soon. Goodbye, everyone, and have a wonderful week, and best of luck if you're going to be opening event keys for the Cinder Mirage stuff. You'll want to do that in about 6 hours. Wait a little bit after the event, though, and make sure your game is updated if you are going to do it immediately. But yeah, you'll be able to get those soon in about 6 hours from now. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see y'all later. Goodbye, everyone.